So Matt S. just asked a question. Graham, I know you are pro-union, so I want your thoughts on the current police unions. Thanks, dude. Romplicone, welcome to the Political Vigilante. What are your thoughts? Now, yes, you and I are both very pro-union. We're pro-labor. But what are the problems with the police unions?
Graham, I am very pro-union. I'm also very pro the idea that every rule has its exception. And here's the exception, the police union. So there you go. And I've talked about that with people before. I'm just like, it's like one of those things. The police union just exists so someone can be like, hey, you like unions, right? Yeah, I do. Police union, like, touche. There's an exception.
Right.
Every rule has this exception.
Well, why aren't you in favor of their union? What about them and the Teamsters? Well, to my knowledge, the Teamsters don't just beat the shit out and kill people. I don't know, maybe that's not a good example. But other unions, they, you know, like the teachers union doesn't just get away with murder and then pressure the mayor to allow them, you know, the mayor can't prosecute teachers because the teachers union is just out of control.
Right. And the thing is, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of unions that, you know, can have corruption here and there that aren't perfect and that at times need to, you know, have changes in leadership for the, you know, goodness of their union. But the difference is, as far as like, yeah, I'm not for the police union, is that this is a systemically rot system. And this being our law enforcement system. And the police union is there to uphold that system. The police union is not there to, you know, keep the honest and keep the police union is there to uphold the systemic system of brutality, racism, and corruption.
Yeah.
So, you know, the entire system is just completely rot. So you know, I'm not for the police union. We gotta demilitarize, defund, abolish, and reinvent. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah.
It's way too long for a frickin' chant. I know.
I know. And it's the other thing too, going back, like, while I'm sure there's plenty of racist teachers, the teachers union isn't like protecting white nationalists the way police departments are protecting and hiring white nationalists. So there's so many examples to show the difference between like labor unions and how the abuse of power within the police union, and then, like you say, the police union is just part of the corrupt, systemic, racist system of the police departments. Like the way they whole operate, the way they can just, you know, 1,100 people were killed in 2019 by United States police officers. 99% of the cops weren't even charged. Like, weren't even charged, let alone sentenced. And that's the thing we've seen specifically with like unarmed black people getting killed, is they when there's charge, they are acquitted, you know, and they make a big thing, we charge the officers or whatever, and it's like they never get sentenced. They never do jail time for murder.
But they drag it out intentionally too. They drag it out intentionally, so it's kind of, you know, not as fresh on people's minds, so they can kind of try to sweep as much as they can under the rug. And yeah, it's,
and again, that's part of the police union helps drag those cases out. The police union sends lawyers to make sure these guys get acquitted. So that's another reason why the police union is not fighting for like good labor wages with the police like a labor union does. Like, you know, oh, we're trying to unionize Amazon workers so that they get better hourly wages, they get hazard pay for doing this during COVID, they get health benefits, they you know, they're not getting those. That's not what the police union, sure, I'm sure they negotiate with the cities to get those things for their cops, but come on, man. The police unions are part of the reason we have these way overfunded budgets. Like in Los Angeles, it's 54% of the city's operating budget goes to LAPD.
You know, and if they were really a union that was looking out for, you know, the community and the cops and any of that, they would operate totally different. Instead of, you know, doing what they do, they would just have a big meeting where they'd be like, why is this a job and why do we do this way? This is completely messed up. We have to start all over again. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be this way. Like that's what they would do.
Yeah.
And of course they have no interest in doing that because they're interested in protecting the systemic, racist, corrupt system that is our law enforcement that needs to be completely, defunded, demilitarized, abolished, and reinvented.
And works hand in glove with the private prison system.
Yep.
And it's like, again, if they were a real union that just wanted, they would be like, hey, why don't we help fix homelessness?
Yeah.
Why don't we have a group of unarmed peace officers that respond to people with mental illness rather than just show up with guns and nightsticks and shoot and kill people?
Yeah. Why don't we have better social services in our community that helps out for the betterment of community? And then they can help us out. We can cross-pollinate. We can be trained in de-escalation. We can be trained in handling a situation as someone who's distraught.
Well, that's a great point, because some of the complaints that police have are legitimate in the sense that all of society's ills are thrown in their lap. But then again, we come back to the police union. They're not at the forefront. If they really cared about the community that they were policing, they would be out in front going, it's not fair to throw homelessness in the laps of cops and mental illness and poverty and joblessness. So the police union is demanding housing for the homeless. We're demanding better jobs. We're demanding better schools because we have to clean this mess up. They don't. They just advocate, as you said, for their corrupt system to get the funding, so they get the tear gas and they get this, and teachers are having to buy their own school supplies. So,
well, that's why. I mean, it attracts the wrong kind of person because it's just a ridiculous system that, I mean, that's why it's just like when people are so blown away by the idea, like, well, what do you mean you're just going to totally reinvent what it means to have law enforcement in our lives? And it's like, do you really think whatever a society would come up with would be worse than now? It'd be pretty hard to get it worse. Like that would take more effort, doing a shittier job and putting together a shittier system than what we have now. Like anything else would be an improvement. So yeah, that's what we need to do. And that's why, it's such a ridiculous system that, yeah, it attracts people that just kind of want to crack some heads because that's really all you're doing at the end of the day.
Well, I did a video that, back in 2000, a guy with a high IQ was denied being on a police force, and he took it to, I don't know, the Supreme Court, but the state Supreme Court said, oh, they have the right to ban people with high IQs. And the police department said, we don't want people with high IQs because we're going to spend all this money training them, and then they're going to get bored and do something else. Oh, bullshit. No, you want dumb meatheads that'll just go thump skulls and cover it up and not report each other.
We don't like questions.
Yes.
Have you ever questioned authority before? It's amazing that they won't screen a person to find out if they've been in the KKK or not. But I bet if they find out you had some Noam Chomsky in your library history, they're going to be like, no, out. You can't be a police officer.
Yeah, it's okay you're in the Klan and, you got kicked off of another police force for excessive, force or whatever. But yeah, that Hedges book that I saw in the passenger seat of your car, that's a little suspect.
That is dangerous.
Ooh, I don't want you thinking too much there, friend. I want you trigger happy and roided out.
Somebody once said that the pen is mightier than the sword, and I don't know what that means exactly, but I think it means you smarty pants shouldn't be cops.
Well, somebody said that to me once, and I just jammed the pen up his ass. And then I arrested him for assaulting an officer. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? That's the best plan.
I have a badge for you. You did the right thing.
You did good. Congratulations. Hey, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/GrahamElwood or rockfin.com/GrahamElwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.